Hello, I'm Callum.
And I'm Nick.
And welcome to That's Eurovision, baby.
Literally the only thing that I've ever wanted to do on this podcast.
I've given you the reins of that now.
I feel like I have the power.
So we are a Eurovision podcast. We're just two gays who love to chat all things Eurovision. We understand that for most of you, Eurovision is something you maybe watch over 1 month in a year, but for us, it is a yearly obsession. So we thought, why not make a podcast about it?
We've got some opinions. We like to share.
We do. So we are coming in hot with a part 2 to our 2024 Eurovision recap. So I'd probably recommend, if you haven't watched part 1 yet, you should go back and watch that, unless you are only interested in the top 18 specifically countries, in which case, welcome, you're home.
You are in the right spot and you don't need to worry about the rest of it.
No, I mean, to be fair, most of the last episode were the non-qualifiers and the ones who made it in the bottom. So I think the thing this episode is you're going to hear a lot more positive opinions this time.
Exactly. I think that we will have a lot less criticisms.
Yes.
Well, yeah, the overall general demeanor will be up.
Also, I'm pretty sure I got the maths wrong. We cut the list in half, and I think we did most of the songs in the first half.
Yeah, look, we had a good energy captured. We were feeling the moment.
I'm not a mathematician. Yeah. I'm gay, so like that, you know.
And it is a proven scientific fact that gay people can't do maths.
Not maths.
Yeah. Can't drive, can't do maths.
Yeah, agreed. So you know what? I make no apologies. Actually, you're coming in from 18 down, and here we are. But before we launch into it, Nick, what Eurovision song have you been listening to over and over again recently? Now, this is a question I ask you at the beginning of every episode, and we come in with 2 different songs and whatever, but something's happened.
I do fear, unfortunately, that we may be quite aligned. Because if you know of a little thing called a national final, where songs are selected before they come to Eurovision, we fear, unfortunately, that Eurovision may have already been and gone. If you're interested at all in upbeat, electronic, absolute rave cave, then Belgium might just be the country for you this year.
I think we both in alignment that this particular song is giving us winner chicken dinner equity. And the worst part is it may not even make it through to Eurovision.
Yeah. We are, of course, speaking about Red Sebastian's Strobe Lights.
Yes, we are. So we're recording in January 2025. The song came out officially on streaming today or yesterday.
I believe yesterday.
So it is fresh in our ears and in our heads right now.
And quite frankly, in our hearts.
In our hearts. Oh my God.
Oh my God, what a song. Now, we don't want to spend too much time on this one because we will be going into this in some later episodes as we recap some of the national finals for everyone. We know that not everyone has time to sit down and watch the national finals.
We don't.
But for you,
we'll try. We'll try some of them.
We'll give you some highlights.
Yeah.
But personally, one of my highlights for now, Red Sebastian's Strobe Lights. Give it a listen. Will absolutely blow an earworm.
Actually,
just
crazy.
Oh, what a song.
Imagine if you're a fan of Colleen's We Will Rave, but with Nemo's vocals and with Lorene's production.
Yeah.
Then that's kind of what you're landing on, which is pretty special.
Yeah, it feels very much like a song that has benefited from the past couple of years of testing as Eurovision's moved more in that direction. But
it's so exciting.
We'll talk about that more later.
But just know if you're going to listen to one song from the national final pool so far, make it this one. Yeah. We're so excited for it.
Yeah. Not confirmed through yet.
Not confirmed.
We'll update you later. But Callum, maybe we should get into the list.
I think it's time. So what are we starting with, Nick?
I might throw this one to you because I know that you're a big fan. In number 18, we had Ollie Alexander with Dizzy for your kisses. Dizzy.
Will you take... big fan, big call. I'd say I like Ollie Alexander and Years quite a lot. When he was announced as the act for the UK, I got very excited. Most of us who have been following Eurovision for the last couple of years know that Sam Ryder kind of breathed new life into the UK entries. And so like the momentum's been really good for the UK, even if the results haven't been amazing. And so I feel like Ollie Alexander is no exception to that. It's showing that the UK is wanting a win again. And so I'm super excited. Dizzy as a song, I would say, unfortunately, just doesn't hit it for either of us.
Yeah.
For a number of reasons, but I think the main one being that he's a fantastic vocalist. He has fantastic pop songs under his belt. And this song is just it's almost a mid-tempo electro song.
I feel like it starts on a note.
Yes.
It goes on a note.
Yep, the same note.
And it finishes on a note.
Yeah, I believe we call that one note.
Yeah. All of those notes, same note. I think that this song... personally, I would have expected a little bit better from Ollie.
Yeah.
We know what a powerhouse vocalist
For
Ollie
sure.
is.
Like, we know, if you know Years and Years, you know just how good he can sing.
Exactly. But I feel like this song was a little bit middling.
Very middling.
It didn't really
Not
go
even a
anywhere
little
for
bit,
me.
Nick. Yeah.
The vocals on the night were a bit... They were not bad by any stretch of the imagination. They were good. They weren't life-changing. I really liked the spoken word part.
Yeah.
The little sort of like Loki rap with the beat. I thought that was kind of fun. But the rest of it, I feel like the dancing, too intense for what the song was.
So I actually differ from you here. I think two things that stand out to me as positives for this song. One is I believe that the note is a really cool note. Like, the vibe of the song is cool. The arpeggiator going in the background the whole time. It's a really cool vibe for a song, but it's the kind of song that's setting itself up for a huge chorus or a drop or a beat or something that just doesn't happen. So the whole song just feels like it's constantly teasing to something that doesn't eventuate.
Yeah.
It's a good foundation, though.
Yeah.
But with the dances, I actually disagree. The staging of this song's my favorite part of the whole song. It's like, it's very like steamy bathhouse, homosexual energy. I feel like it's a bit on the like more adventurous side. Maybe the conservative crowd is part of the reason the song didn't rank so well. But overall, I do think that like it was a really creative production idea done really well. I can tell that Ollie has maybe frequented chariots at Vauxhall in London, but how would I know about that? What?
I'd believe you. Yeah, for me, this song was a bit of a hit and a miss. It didn't really do anything for me. Yeah, I don't have an objection to the staging. I feel like it was cool. I just feel like it was like very heavily produced. Poor people at the back of the cube that saw none of the
staging
performance.
that's made for the TV and not the actual arena.
I think that you can balance both, and unfortunately, I think that this one from the sides and the back was probably nothing. And
I think that's where we end it, right?
Yeah,
There's not much more to say about it, but
it was all right.
Yeah, cool. Well, moving on to Serbia, Teodora with Ramonda. Is that good?
That was good. That was beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Now we don't even need to use the sound.
Yeah, and actually, that's my thoughts on the song. So next up, we've got. No, I'm joking.
No.
What do we feel of Teodora?
Ethereal elf goddess.
Yeah, love the vibe.
Yeah, love the vibe. Like a cool song.
We're not ballad girlies. I think we just have to come clean and say we're not ballad girlies.
Yeah, like I can appreciate a ballad.
Yeah.
And I can appreciate a time and place for one. Like, I thought that the song was quite beautiful. I just think that it's potentially not what the appetite was this year.
No, I think also...
And I think it suffered for that.
I have structural issues with this song.
Okay.
So I feel like the actual build-up to that final part, that final chorus that's quite epic, is slow. And if you're a ballad, I think you maybe have to hit kind of some moment earlier on. You can't be that minimalist for Eurovision, right? And that song sits in a quiet space for way too long. And I think like
it's really until that very last chorus
that
it's
part
like
where she sings about
gentle.
Ramondo. Yeah, totally. Again, beautiful. I just don't think Eurovision's the place for it. The other piece of information that I've got in my notes actually is in semi-final 1, it was in the second slot after Cyprus. So imagine going from the first song of Eurovision 2024 being Silly Capsis's Liar straight into Ramonda.
A tonal shift, if you would.
A buzzkill, if you would. Like, and sorry, I think that's kind of encapsulates the song.
But unfortunately, there probably wasn't much of a better place for it to go
Potentially
this year.
not. I do think it just sucked the energy out of the room a bit.
I agree. Like, I quite enjoyed the song. I quite enjoyed the energy. But it was just, for me, it was one that I forgot about because I think it just didn't really fit. I don't think any one genre or vibe controls the year, but I do think that this year is probably starting to move into the more upbeat, less ballady,
the pop girls,
like fun,
Yeah.
electric sort of music, and I just feel like this one maybe got a little bit left behind. Sometimes that can be an advantage because it means that you're the only one doing a particular thing and you really stand out. I just think, unfortunately,
this wasn't the song.
It wasn't the standout.
Yeah. We'll leave Teodora there, and we'll move on to our 16th place finisher. Representing Latvia, we have Dons with Hollow.
Oh. Firstly, I need to address the elephant in the room.
Yes.
Dons, I'm speaking directly to you. Where did you get that corset? Because I would like it.
Can you Depop it for us? So
yeah.
Oh
my God, I would Depop that because that is one of my favorite colors of blue. And I just feel like that plastic muscle bodysuit. I'm also, you know what? I'm going to let you have the song.
Okay.
I'm going to talk about Dons as a person. Because he seems like the most delightful angel on earth.
He really does.
I think that he knew that he brought a bit of a sad bop to a very fun year. Mm-hmm. And that maybe the appetite wasn't there. I personally was quite surprised when this one qualified.
Yeah.
Not because I think it's a bad song, because I think he has a beautiful voice and I think it's a really cool song. It just didn't fit with what I thought was going to happen, but it did really well.
And honestly, so proud of Latvia, along with like Georgia and Ireland, for breaking their non-qualification drought. Come on, Denmark, this year will be your year.
Yes.
But yeah, Latvia kind of breaking I think they had the longest streak of all of them, because the last time was 2016, I want to say. So we're 8 years of no qualifying for Latvia. So Don's breaking that drought. Very impressive.
Yeah.
Song-wise, though.
Loved the staging.
I hated the staging.
I loved the big concrete pipe.
I called it the big toilet roll.
Oh,
so
I loved it.
Here's my issue with the staging, actually.
Because it's hollow.
Wow. Oh my God.
Yeah. Do you like it?
I love the staging.
Yeah, thank you.
Love the staging. Love pink. No, my issue with the staging is the blue, like, bodice thing, really electric shade of blue, with a royal purple and gold background. Those colors don't go together. Why not carry the blue into the background or make it like a really contrasting color?
Starkers.
So anyway, blue and purple, like, and not even like even the same color family, like an electric blue and a royal purple. I just can't get behind.
Never
and
the twain shall meet.
I just found that really hard to deal with. But yeah, not a lot to say with Dons. You had a fantastic song. You're the voice of Olaf, apparently, in Latvian Frozen. That's pretty cool.
Now that's news.
And your TikToks bring me so much joy. So thank you.
Genuinely the most delightful human. The song, take or leave, it was fine.
Yeah.
But Dons as a person, I quite enjoyed the staging.
Yes.
Loved the fit.
Yes.
Love Dons.
Love Dons.
The song's okay.
Song's okay. Yeah. And we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Okay. The next one. Do you wanna introduce it for me?
I would love nothing more than to introduce our 15th place finisher. And it is the incredible Celia Kapsis from Cyprus with her song, Liar.
Cyprus by way of Sydney.
Cyprus by way of Sydney. I don't think I've ever done such a full 180 on a song. Because when this song, first came out in the recorded version, I was like, oh, it's all right.
Yeah.
Whoever did the mixing for that live stage,
your flowers.
Yeah,
you deserve
like
your flowers.
you need whatever they're paying you is probably nothing.
It's not enough.
But if it's something, it's not enough. And if it's nothing, it's definitely not enough. Because the way that track exploded on the stage.
The part of the production of that song that you didn't hear in the mix that they sort of turned up to 11, all of a sudden I was like, I get it.
Oh, and
crazy.
Like, the performance itself. Like, I really enjoyed the choice of colors on the stage and like the splashing motif. It was just really cool. Celia put everything on that table.
And she was the opening act for 2024 Eurovision, like number one and semi-final one. So she had to start and impress us, and she really did.
And I will say we were very lucky to be able to see Celia live on tour with the Eurovision on tour that came to Brisbane.
Fantastic, yeah.
Absolutely fantastic performer.
Yeah.
Loved the boys randomly getting their tops off for like an 8-second period of the song at the end. Unclear on that.
We needed it.
Yeah, it was because there wasn't enough energy in that song. So I just really thought that had really just set it off. You know, I love this song. I have nothing bad to say about this song. Call me an Australian stan by way of Cyprus. I loved this song, and I listened to it constantly.
I agree with you, and like this is one of the few songs that I really 180'd on. I first heard it was giving a little bit generic, a little bit like I was calling it like copyright free music, like that genre of like pop that's very like I would expect this in the background of a commercial. But again, as you said, Nick, like whatever they did, like when I saw it on stage, all of a sudden it clicked and I got the vision and I saw how talented she was. I saw how great the song was live. And this is a great example of some songs, you know, you can root for in your headphones and then see live and be like...
There are songs that are made for the stage and I think that
this was one.
Absolutely one of them. Because there are songs that you hear the recording of that we will discuss in other years because we have some very prominent examples. Netherlands 2023. There are some songs that are incredible in the recorded version.
You'd love.
And then on the stage, they just don't come together. But there are some songs that in the recording, like now that I listen back to the recording, I adore it and I listen to it all the time. But just on the day, oh, what a performance. Incredible. You're joking. Should have been higher.
From one icon though, Nick, to another icon. In 14th place, we have the man Sylvester Belt from Lithuania with the song Luktelk. Oh my God. I think personally 14th place is too low for a song of this level of quality.
For our beloved Muzz King.
Our Muzz King, yes. Sylvester bringing... We got Just bringing it from the Netherlands. We got Sylvester bringing it from Lithuania. Really representing Ziz and what is it, Stereosonic and all that culture.
Bring back Stereosonic 2008.
Yeah.
Shredded for Stezza. Sylvester Belt, he's ready. I'll start this off by saying...
I know exactly what you're going to say.
Sylvester Belt is a very beautiful man.
He really is.
He's very beautiful. Love him. Love this song. It really enjoyed the performance. I do have a couple of gripes.
Oh, no.
Gripes. You know how much I hate the use of face in the staging, and like zoomed in camera shots of people's
That was
faces.
definitely guilty.
Yeah, didn't love that. But this one I was okay with, maybe just because
He got away with it.
he has a very beautiful face. What he will not get away with is whatever the costumes were on those backup dancers.
Yeah, those backing costumes were like, what happened?
They were like, they looked like children's costume shop ninja costumes.
It's funny you say that. In my head, I was like children's TV show like villain, like skateboarding villains. You know, don't trust them. They're bad.
They're
it was
bad.
very that.
Yeah. But personally loved the performance. Bring back the Muzz to the stage.
Yeah.
The outfit on
Sylvester's outfit, entirely
incredible,
perfect.
Everything that I have since seen Sylvester wearing, like, is just
back-to-back hits.
grand.
Yeah.
Like, just great, like, just very cool.
He got
Seems
some
like a
style
very
tips
cool
from
person.
Nemo by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Or actually, no, I'm not going to discredit Sylvester's style. He's incredibly stylish.
Yeah.
I just mean like I see the Nemo, the Nemo effect in action.
But like, yeah, loved this song. I think could have been higher. I personally really enjoyed it. I thought that the performance on the night was really good. Maybe let down a little bit by the staging.
Not 14th let down.
No, not 14th let down.
So like, I am massive on this song. I actually think this is, to me, like probably in my top 5. We'll see. We'll go through our personal rankings later.
Yeah. Like,
but I think, like, for me, certain things that really appeal to me, I think production-wise, this song is, like, next to... Like, this is, like, you know, when we're talking about how Dizzy kind of goes nowhere, this song, it doesn't necessarily have, like, huge choruses or anything, but it's just the way it's produced.
There's a diversity of energy.
It's so well done. Yeah. It's... To me, it's probably maybe one of the coolest songs of the year. Like, one of the songs that really feels like, oh, they're making something really cool in the studio.
It's not the best song.
Yeah.
But it is one of the songs where I'm like, that's a cool song. And I would have loved to have been involved in the production of that, because it just seems like it was a bunch of really cool people in a room together.
Like, damn, that's cool.
Yeah, damn it.
And then I would have walked into that room and I would have been like, sorry, I shouldn't be here.
Yeah. I took up smoking because of this song, because I was just like, wow.
This song made me join the skateboarding villains.
Yeah.
I'm one of the backup dancers. But anyway, we're moving on now.
We love you, Sylvester.
We love you, Sylvester. Honestly, like, for me, one of the all-time favorite finds of last year.
Yeah.
But now we're moving on to a debutante, I think, in this year's Eurovision. Or I should say, after a 30-ish year absence, our kind of newcomer again, our newcomer for the 21st century.
I'd wager that no one who was involved back then is involved now in any way,
Exactly.
shape, or form. So it's basically brand
I like
new.
to think it's a new country. We're talking, of course, about Luxembourg, and we're talking about Tali's song Fighter. So, I'm going to let you handle this because I have negative. Lots of them.
I have positives.
Yeah.
So this one was actually one of my highest ranked songs coming into the year before we saw the staging. So before any of the semis, this was one of the ones that I was listening to on repeat. I just think that it is so easy to listen to. It's fun. It gets the hips a shaking. It gets the toes a tapping. I love it. I would say that Tali's vocal performances on the semi and the final, flawless, no notes to a T. Incredible singer, great dancer, excellent use of hairography, lots of the double plat going. Whoever is in charge of that graphics package, whatever is owed to the sound mixers of Cyprus is coming directly out of your wallet. If I see that rancid leopard, cheetah, panther,
Space leopard. Yeah.
Get out. What does
I-
that have to do with anything? I mean, to be fair, I don't speak French, so she may have been very passionately describing the way that I don't know.
As someone who speaks enough French to know, she definitely wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's a song about self-empowerment, so maybe it's her inner, her inner cheetah girl.
Yeah, unfortunately, don't care. That part literally broke it for me. And the choice to superimpose that on the TV package, over the audience shots as it's
Awful.
panning.
Awful.
Rancid. Love the song. Hated the staging. And I genuinely think could have been in the top 10 if we excluded staging from the mix.
I think you are living the life of a delusional person right now.
I'm a fighter.
You liked the song, and that's fine. The song was never going to be top 10. In fact, I am shocked.
It was 13!
I'm shocked it managed to come with 13th. I think that this song, I quite like. I'm not as big a fan of you,
I love it.
but I quite like the song.
I love it.
I think that this song, look, I still don't love a lot of the elements production-wise. I find the English lyrics to be a little bit, again, if you're going to translate to English, make sure that it's not surface level lyrics. And I do find the self-empowerment lyrics a little bit cringe.
Open up your heart.
No.
No.
I will never let me
Never
down.
mind.
I'm a fighter, and I'm fighting for my
I'm
dislike of
personally
the song.
fighting for the right to let myself down.
Exactly. I let myself down every other day.
No. That's my right.
I want.
Right.
Yeah.
That's my right.
I think that Luxembourg needs to take the award away from Poland for worst staging of all time.
The graphics package.
I think that they got their hands on Poland's Windows Movie Maker plugin and got a bit too excited.
The consulting artist was Blanca.
I don't understand. So we're in boxes in some weird box thing, and then we get out of the boxes.
I was cool with the box though.
No, that was fine. I thought you set the scene. I love what we're doing here. And then we're in space, and it's Cadbury colored space because everything's purple and gold, and I'm like, there's a lawsuit here. And then Space Tiger comes, and then there's a flag with the name of the song, and the choreo is just messy, and I'm just at the end of it, I was just like, this song said, what about this idea? And they said, sure.
Yeah. They said, we heard you like production. And you're like,
Yes.
what?
Yeah.
They were like, yeah, so we added all the elements.
It
I
is-
don't understand what that means. And they're like, we added... When a pop-up came up and said, would you like to add this to cart for $5.95? They said, absolutely, we would.
God, this song needed editing in its production package. Oh my God. Anyway, and then so as a result, I'd probably have ranked the song in the 20s if I was to personally rank it, just based
Crumb.
off of how badly it was put on. But again, it's exciting to have Luxembourg in, I think, especially, which we'll talk about next week with our news. Hearing Moldova's recently dropped out, and it's basically left Eastern Europe with Ukraine and Albania in the running, and Croatia. Anyway, it's nice to see countries coming back to Eurovision, and so I don't want to think that, like, you know, their fumbles mean that we get Luxembourg for like a hot 2 or 3 years and they're gone again. So it's nice to see a new country in, and I'm excited to see what they bring in the future. But oh god, yeah, Tali's song, good. That's about all I can say.
Yeah, I mean, I loved it. It's another 10 out of 10 from me.
Well, I think from a 10 out of 10, we're gonna move swiftly on now to Isaac, always on the run for Germany. 10 out of 10 song, Nick?
No.
Interesting.
I think that this falls so squarely within a genre of music that I particularly dislike.
Yeah, I have a name for it, but we'll let you finish.
It's music made for playback radio. Because they wanted a song, like they only enjoy playing songs from the 80s and 90s, and they're like, don't worry guys, we've got a new one, but it's just like that. It's
like when the oldies radio station discovers like a new song, and it's like
for any of our Australian listeners, it's when Triple M gets a new song that they can add to the rotation, and they can break up plays of Jimmy Barnes' Working Class Man and AC/DC's Back in Black.
They've discovered Ocean Alley 10 years too late, but they're like, there's fresh new songs that the kids are listening to. Oh my god. Sorry, I need to rant.
No, the floor is yours.
Germany, you need to change whatever you're doing, because your track record is probably the worst of, like, I would say any country. And I know it's mean, but I stand by it. You had 2 much better songs in your national selection last year. One of them, had it made it, probably would have been my number 1 pick, and that is "Oh Boy" by Rick.
That was a fantastic song.
If you don't know that song, please listen to it. It's incredible.
R-I-K, I believe.
R-Y-K.
R-Y-K, sorry.
Yes. You chose this. That was your first mistake. So I described this genre as music for the urban cowboy.
Okay.
Like, you're wearing wearing that. Okay, so you've got your steel cut boots. Your steel cut jeans, your boots. You've got like a belt with some form of like metal buckle, but it's not like
it's a large metal.
It's a large metal buckle, and then you're wearing, and I don't know what they're called, but they're those long sleeve shirts with like the V-neck, but the V-neck's got like buttons on them.
Oh, I know the one. Yeah,
you're wearing one of those half tucked into the jeans with the boots. You have long hair, middle part, and a little goatee. That's who listens to this song.
Dad?
It's like your Nickelback. This is the Nickelback of Eurovision that we basically have right now. I also
please don't cancel.
I also recall Rag and Bone Man. If you know who he is, it's very that parodied. Imagine Dragons. What I'm describing is probably bottom 3 least liked. Top 3 least liked. How do I word that?
Your 3 least liked.
One of my 3 least liked genres of music of all time, being represented on the stage, and then I got 12th. And I think the jury seemed to like this song because I think Isaac vocally delivered a pretty flawless performance.
Yeah, like this song, like, as much as I don't like this song, Isaac, very good performer.
Executed the song, but
don't understand the burning fires around the stage. But that's probably that's probably just a grungy aesthetic that I don't really identify with.
Yeah. Look, we can end it.
Like we could have had better.
I'll close off Germany by saying stream "Oh Boy" by Rick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lead this next entry because
who have we got?
Number 11.
Oh, of course.
We have Greece. We have Marina Sati with Zari.
Now hold the phone. Worst song of the year?
Okay. So, like, I
don't think he heard me.
I reacted strongly to Denmark. I reacted strongly to Austria. Greece was the one for me. Outside of an obvious one, this was it. This song is incredible. I cannot sing Greece's praises enough with Marina Sati, and I've now discovered an artist outside of Eurovision that is making some of the most exciting music. And where do we even start? This song is It's playful, it's referential, it gets the humor of Eurovision whilst also being an incredibly good song.
This is how you do ethnobop.
Oh my god, it's a nod to Greece, but it's also a bit of a piss take on like kind of traditional Greek culture. The music video, I encourage you guys to watch if you want to know what I'm talking about.
Very good.
It's so clever.
Because if you're wondering where, I think a lot of her staging gave like a bit of that social media presence and had some like screen overlays. If you're wondering where that comes from, watch the music video and you will understand all.
The whole thing is just she's got this kind of like touristy send up of like what people think of Greece that she's like representing in like a lot of ways in this song. I think that lends itself to like the traditional instruments overlaid with this extremely contemporary song. If you're a fan of like a Rosalia, I really think Marina Sati is an artist for you. Like combining like traditional folk sounds with extremely contemporary hip hop inspired production. It's just, I think this song is one of the most exciting things I've heard in a very long time. I can't sing its praises more.
You want to know what the worst part of all of it is?
What?
Everything that she's released since then, it only gets better. Like, this is I think, like, watching the unfolding of an artist who has found their sound and lives in it so authentically is just amazing to watch. Also seems like the actual sweetest human on earth. Absolutely stunning. The whole performance was so cool. The way it was all just one shot round and round. Like, I came into this not as big a fan of this song as you.
I loved it from day one.
I could not have enjoyed this more. I think vocally she sounded fantastic on the night. I think the performance was so cool. And I think like also the comparison between semi and final, like
she got a bit excited in the semi. I could see she was like, the camera was trying to chase her a little bit. And I think like the extra control she brought to the final really elevated it.
It just absolutely fantastic. Like could not sing praises high enough.
I love the song so much.
So good.
It's so exciting. I just recommend quickly. She released a song the other day, our time, but it's called, I'm so sorry to the Greeks, Epanos to Trapezi. Holy crap. Like she has another incredible hit. We've got songs like Tukatum, La La La. She likes a bit of onomatopoeia in her things, but her mixtape that she dropped right after Eurovision, it's just we have an artist
fantastic.
She's used, I think she's really exciting in that she's used Eurovision as a little bit of a springboard. Like she's an established artist in Greece, I've heard. She's kind of going, I'm gonna release a single on Eurovision but then continue my entire music career. I love her.
For me, it felt like for Marina Sati, like Eurovision was a stepping stone, and like don't get me wrong, I'm sure she absolutely would have loved to have won and went into that fully with the intention of bringing that home for Greece. But like, I think was someone who said, I don't care whether I come first, last, or somewhere in the middle. I'm using this to launch globally. And what a treasure. What, Marina, if you would like to come to Brisbane, Australia, you will have 2 people in the audience screeching. At least
one of the most exciting artists to watch out for. And I say this like outside of Eurovision. I think that's what makes artists like that so exciting. It's like, this isn't a song for Eurovision. This is a song that's like fantastic across the board.
Another person in the room with Sylvester Bell. Like,
totally. Cool. It's such a cool song. Such a cool package.
From two notoriously uncool people.
Maybe
I want to be her when I grow up.
I do too.
Just love.
You're an icon.
10 out of 10.
She's an icon. She's a star. She is the moment.
She is.
And I think we have another icon coming up, Nick, because in our 10th place, we're coming up to our top 10 now. Now, in my French vanilla fantasy, Greece is actually 10th place, and we'll get to why that is later. So Greece actually came 10th. But in 10th place is Portugal. We have Yolanda with... I still don't know how to... Is it grito? It's grito, but is it grita? Because I feel like that's how she says in the song, but...
Maybe.
We're going to say Greedo.
Greedo. God.
I think...
What a song.
So I'm going to make a hyperbolic claim so I can clip this out and put it on social media and get millions of likes. This song is my single biggest 180 of a song this year. There is a song coming up that I think had a bigger glow up, but this song is the one that I wrote off because we're not ballad girlies. We've said this.
But again, it's never the music that we turn to, but when you are presented with a well-executed ballad,
that's when
we have no choice but to stand.
When we're streaming the songs prior, we're just like, oh, Portugal, yeah, okay, cool. It's a like folky ballad. But then this diva comes onto stage in that all white getup.
Yeah, firstly, let's talk about the fit.
Let's talk about that fit.
Like,
I mean, iconic. Those,
just
the
amazing.
nails, the eye makeup,
like-
the hair. Oh.
I'm just building a room of cool people.
And then
Yolanda's going into it.
The cinematography of this song is probably the strongest camera work. I may have said that about another song. Oh, I think I said it about Aiko's Pedestal. I think this enters that realm too of that shot
Strongest
of
qualifying camera work.
just
Sorry, Aiko.
Sorry?
I said strongest camera work that qualified.
Sure. I think that wide shot of them under that giant white cube and the way it's framed and it's just so strong. Oh my God. And then we haven't even gone into like, again, like something clicked in my brain listening to this song live, kind of like Celia, which is so funny because genre-wise the opposite.
Could be completely different.
But I listened to it and I watched it and I saw the package and I went, I get this.
I understand it.
And I love it.
It was just... The whole thing was beautiful. The vocal performance was just insane.
Maybe the best vocals of the year. Maybe the second best vocals of the year.
Vocals of the year. Maybe the third best vocals of the year.
We'll
get to that.
Yeah.
But like just insane, incredible.
You're right. Baby Lasagna was the second best vocals of the year. Sorry.
Don't spoil it. Yeah, just insane. Beautiful, beautiful song. I wish I spoke Portuguese.
Do you know? Okay, I'm going to draw a comparison between Portugal and Serbia for 2 seconds. And it's not to say that the two songs are similar or just because they're both ballads, they're fighting for the same position. They're not. They're both made it to the final. Okay, but I think the reason why Yolanda is so much more exciting than a Teodora for me is I think there's production choices.
There's light and shade.
There's light and shade in a song that's quite sparse. There's small bits of like really kind of like Zari, Greece's song, small bits of production that feel almost experimental to put in a ballad. Very, very sparingly. I'm not saying it's like crazy, but like, you know, the choice of like the drum machines in the like that kind of get introduced and some of the ways in which she plays around with her voice. It's like she's inspired clearly by like a world of hip hop and electronic production that she's tying into this Portuguese more traditional music, and it's just so exciting.
I just feel like it was just a song that like I really got what I wanted out of the build.
Yeah,
it built and it built and it built and it hit a crescendo, and then it pared the whole thing back again.
Yeah,
and just went back to soft. And I was like, that's
how you do it.
That's what I wanted for I think quite a few entries on this list that we've talked about that sort of didn't find their feet in the build. I think that this is the perfect example of how you build a song.
And I think it also shows that a sparse ballad can have light and shade, can build and can communicate that that idea that we're trying to say. It's like just because it's a beautiful slow song doesn't always mean it's going to translate. This is how you make that translate.
I just an absolute triumph for me.
Absolute triumph. Wow. God, top 10. This is exciting because honestly, I'm looking at everything from here on out and
love.
It's incredible. It's actually incredible. So we're going to come to number 9, the powerhouse, if you will, or one of the two powerhouses, the blue and yellows of Eurovision.
Norway.
Are you being ignorant to the Nordics and pretending like they're all the same?
No, I'm just acknowledging some heritage.
God, you're naughty. God, you're naughty. Yeah, they shouldn't have represented them. No, we're talking about Sweden, of course. God, that joke went right over my head.
Yeah,
yes, Marcus and Martinus with Unforgettable. Sweden never miss.
Sweden never miss.
It's almost boring to talk about Sweden at this point because of how, like, they just never miss.
For me, and I think that we've had this discussion a couple of times, like, I think that Sweden was never going to win with this.
No.
Because I just think that,
I don't think Sweden wanted to win. They can't
afford it.
Yeah. They're sick of winning.
Yeah. They can't afford to keep hosting this many times in the 21st century.
Yeah.
But I think that they needed a loss because they would have had to come out with like the most incredible song on earth to win again.
Yeah.
I think that this song was fantastic. The production, the staging, like, just really cool and very mature for two such young people.
Yeah.
I I really enjoyed it. I don't enjoy it as much as you, but I really, really like it.
Yeah.
Personally, for me, I think for Sweden to succeed in future, and I know that we've had this conversation, I think for Sweden to succeed in future, they need to take a risk.
I completely agree.
Because they keep sending, and like one thing that you know that you're about to get from Sweden when Sweden comes in is you're about to get a fantastically polished and well executed piece of pop music.
The home of Max Martin is really coming through year on year.
Yeah. You know that you are about to get a beautifully polished piece of pop music. PPPPP.
Mm-hmm.
I think that people are going to start to become fatigued with that, and are going to expect them to try something different and something new.
Look,
I think that we've seen some great success from some of the other nations that have won in recent years of trying something very different.
Look, I think you only have to look as far as the other blue and yellow Ukraine to see that like Ukraine is universally beloved at Eurovision because of how perfectly they blend like traditional, like they're experimenting in a way Sweden I don't think is.
No. And but, it doesn't feel like Sweden wants to.
So I think this is almost a different conversation that we can have in a whole spin-off episode of like what X country needs to do in the future. I agree. I think if we're talking about just this song in like the context of this contest, I think so. I really love this song. I rank it higher than 9th in my own personal ranking, I'm pretty sure. There's a couple of reasons why I think Sweden will never let you down when it comes to producing some of the best pop music of all time. They're not Luxembourg, I'll tell you that much.
They're a fighter.
And I think what I love about this song is it's that this kind of 90s infused, like ravey, like pop song. The staging was incredible too. I love the breakdown. I do think this is a 4-minute song that got forced into 3 minutes. There's that Daft Punk style breakdown at the end where I'm like, where is the chorus that this leads into? Where is that kind of vocoder style thing carried on?
And it just got cut off too soon.
Yeah, like 3 minutes. And that's a bit disappointing. And it's wild that Sweden is the only country that you're going to say 9th place is a risky drop for them, because no other country you would ever say that to. Yeah. But that's just Sweden, and I completely agree. I think Sweden runs the risk of being so polished that it kind of loses its identity. I think that I would love to see a song sung in Swedish qualify one year. I'd love to see a song that's maybe a little bit more like humorous. We of course love Fröken Snusk's Ungern Fria, which I don't even think made it past the first heat in the Melody Festivalen, but like honestly, I think maybe not a song exactly like that, but take notes from songs like that. Because
the thing is, that song, if you haven't heard it, would definitely recommend streaming. It's available on streaming services. It's just a fun.
Good luck spelling it from how you pronounced it.
Yeah. Apologies for
Unga and Fria.
I confirmed with my Swedish friend that I was pronouncing it correctly. Shout out Matilda. A song like that, again, wouldn't have won, but I think wouldn't have won for the right reasons.
Yeah,
because I think it would be...
It's more of a statement than a winning
exploration
song. Yeah, it's an exploration. It's an experiment.
Yeah, but this song, like...
It slaps. It slaps.
Like, it absolutely slaps. Like, again, I think another song that benefited so much from staging and production on the night, just the bass line that runs through it just turned the dirty up to 4,000 in the live track.
And I actually think Sweden going first in the final, because they kind of knew they weren't going to win. Why not take that first slot from another country that may have not benefited from it? I think it's a great way to open the show. Yeah. I think it's exciting.
Well, because you get the home crowd all riled up.
Exactly.
You get them feeling the energy.
Yeah. Actually, maybe that's a rule from now on, is like the winning country basically opens the final from then on.
I kind of like that, actually, because then it puts them at a disadvantage. And I do think that being the country that just won and hosted, you probably should be at a disadvantage.
I would agree.
Someone has to go first. And
like an opening ceremony thing, and then like it gets the local crowd. Yeah, it gets the local crowd. Dear Martin Österdahl,
I hope you're watching.
I don't. I have issues.
I hope you're watching for notes.
I have major issues with you and your handling of things, but
don't get in the comments.
Yeah.
But do get on the stream.
Martin Österdahl, if you are listening, you caused a lot of undue stress for Eurovision this year. Your decisions were bad, but a suggestion, because would be, like maybe the winning country, the host country, goes first. And I think it's a good way to rally the home crowd and kind of make the whole... Anyway, but that's
if nothing else from the last hour, we've gained this.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Sweden. Like, I don't think there's much to say. I think, but it goes into actually our criticism is linking into this. I'm thinking of feedback or things to say, and all I can say is it was so good because it was so good.
But it was.
But then it's like,
it
what
was
else
so
do I
it was
say?
never going to win.
But it's not even
because I think Sweden has built themselves to a point of polished perfection.
Yeah.
That unless they are sending like earth-shatteringly, like genre-defining songs, it's just like that's another great song from Sweden.
Yeah, I guess it's not even about like them winning or not winning to me. It's more just I think about my criticism with a country like Sweden at the end of the day is going to be, I'm going to love your song. I'm going to stream your song. I'm going to have your song be in my top 10 without even thinking about it. But then when it comes to me actually like producing that like constructive thinking, I'm just going to say it was really good. And I just think you need a song that makes us go, wow, Sweden, I was not expecting that. And I think based on certain acts coming in Melody Festival this year, I don't think we're going to see the Sweden we hope for in 2025.
But instead, let's talk about what we do hope for. And what I hope for is more of number 8.
Take it away.
In number 8, in 8th place, we have Lara Niva's Jacko for Armenia.
Jacko! My God.
What a joyous, rompous bop. I unfortunately do not know the name of the lady who is the lead singer of Lara Niva. But, oh my God, the absolutely monstrous energy that she brought into that room, absolutely demolished. The staging, fantastic.
The way
the little pyramid in the middle, the backing visuals, a bit mental. Just like, this is my one exception to the faces rule. I will allow it because it was stupid. And I adore this song. Every time I come down the stairs, there is a 50-50 chance on me just being
Razzie hands.
Yeah. Oh, tune. Penny for your thoughts?
The way I want to join the stylish cult.
Oh.
The way I also want to wear a pastel suit and have an instrument and I just go,
yeah.
And that's just me and worship the lead singer. Like this, I just want to join this little group, this little band of misfits. You all seem so fun.
They just seem like the most delightful people. Like, they seem so nice. Like, what an absolute, like, bop. I really feel like just got everyone up and going. Oh, what a triumph from Armenia. I absolutely adore this song. I listen to it all the time. It is one of my still favorite songs.
I guess there's a lot of sad songs, lots of cool songs, there's a lot of dance songs, but I don't really think there were many.
There was smart,
Jackals.
there was cool, there was sexy, there was like sad,
There was bad.
there was bad, there was leopards.
There was Germany.
But I feel like this was just like,
Woo!
what? Like,
Woo!
every time I listen to it, I just sit there and
Yeah. Cool. Well, our next song is the one and only Angelina Mango with La Noia representing Italy. The song that makes you want to go on a trip to the Amalfi Coast tomorrow. Wow.
Wow.
Italy also a powerhouse country, let's be honest.
Yeah. I would like to point out one thing. I feel that whenever Italy sends a female act, a solo female artist, they tend to do quite poorly. And it was very nice to see that not be the case this year. I do think that a lot of the reason that they do poorly with their solo female performers is that they send a bit of like a down-tempo ballady sort of song.
Italy sends a down-tempo ballad song for the male performers. I guess it's just the male performers have a swagger to them that makes people love it.
Look, for whatever reason, they just don't seem to resonate with that from a female singer from Italy. Don't know what that is. But who knows? The decision to send a quite established artist who...
San Remo is full of established artists.
But the decision to send a quite established artist with a song that is pure crack in the veins, brilliant.
Yeah.
Like, this song, she can probably speak and rap faster than me in like 3 or 4 different languages, and I couldn't even keep half her pace in English. But that song is insane. I will say, semi-final performance that she did. God burn that outfit.
She did.
Yeah.
And then she brought a better outfit.
Yeah.
Semi-final for the grand final.
Burn that outfit. Whatever that like weird off flesh tone color was, did not.
I will be honest, the staging let me down a bit in general.
I think the staging was quite minimalist. I enjoyed it because I just think that she had such an incredible magnetic stage presence, and she did not have a syllable out of place in that song. Incredible. Vocals better than the recording. Like, insanity. Incredible. Her follow-up songs as well have been magnificent. I loved this song. Love Pink.
He's a fan.
I'm a fan. I'm a mango.
So controversially, it's hard because I love this song, and I think I'd put this song in the top 10 too.
You've been careful.
But I think that a lot of the fandom was like you, Nick, and like really adored this song. Like,
you be careful.
Like their winner picks. I'm just saying that I think, I don't know, I'd probably like Grease did it better of like that sort of summery girl bop.
The mango's gonna come for you.
The mangoes will come for me, but I think that's not to say the song is bad. And I also think that like I have every right to stand Marina Sati. She needs her own fans. This song actually grew on me after Eurovision, which is funny. I really liked it. Like, I make it out like I'm not a fan of this song. This song I loved from day one. And I was just excited that Italy was sending something that, was female-driven pop, like contemporary, and not like another male ballad. So that was really exciting. And then after Eurovision, I don't know why, but like this song started coming up more in shuffle, and I was like, oh yeah, this really does just like sink into this really nice rhythm and vibe. That
I think you just get into the rhythm of it, and you just kind of like float through it. It's another very cool song.
Brilliant song, cool song. We're putting it in the cool group. It's joining. I think that joins Greece, and it joins Sweden, and it joins Lithuania as like a.
So many cool people.
I'm just like, God, you're cool.
Yeah. Moving on to number 6. Bambi Tug.
Our top 5, starting with number 6.
Bambi Tug.
Bambi Tug, doing it for Ireland. Doomsday Blue.
I only have one thing to say about this song.
Is it 3 words by any chance?
It's 4. Crown the fucking witch.
You knew that I was anticipating a joke, and you added another word just to spite me.
Crown the fucking witch. I will say, when I saw this song originally performed, I don't know if it was at the Irish selection. I think it was on like
my understanding,
a show.
And please, Irish listeners, like enlighten us. There's a show called The Late Late Show in Ireland, where that is the. I guess it's like a general late night show.
Letterman, I guess.
But they do a Eurovision themed episode that's the Irish qualifier, and so
we watched that, and it was.
It's not just Bambi. I just want to say very quickly.
Yeah, I had some concerns. But to be fair, obviously, the funding and staging would be very different than what you would have at Eurovision.
I think also everyone said the sound mixing
was really
punished every Irish song. Yeah. Like, you couldn't make the song sound good.
And I will say that we were big fans of Go Tobin.
Yeah.
So there was
a little bit of resentment.
Yeah, there was a little hot minute there where we were like, admittedly, we haven't seen a live performance of Go Tobin, but I feel like it would have been better than this.
And I think also and I'll let you get back to it, but just very quickly, we're also not like goth sort of witchy metal people like Ulva Halm or this, or like Veronica. Like, it's just not our aesthetic. So to know that we're getting this like gothic-y metal song, we're a little bit
sketchy. I want to look down the barrel of this camera and say to Ireland and Bambi, I have never been more wrong about anything in my entire life.
Absolutely.
You literally brought the house down. I have never screamed the scream I scrumped.
Oh my God.
Like, the cinematography, the camera shots that were made.
The choreography.
Like, the choreo. Oh my God. If you
everything.
want to do witchy energy, make it a witch. Like, make them a proper witch.
So I believe that Bambi hired in their team this young gun creative director type who really helmed the direction of this.
Yeah.
And they're now a highly valued commodity. I think they've done a bunch of the staging and production for the Finnish national final.
Love.
So Finland's roped them in. So we might actually see his stamp on this year's Eurovision a lot. We can thank Bambi for that. Like the glob this song had, and actually to really understand that Bambi had a vision, and all we have to do is trust their vision. And I fully understand that they could only deliver so much in what Ireland could provide them.
And look, I will be the first to put my hand up and say that I don't maybe have the best creative brain in terms of being able to see that vision. I can only see what is presented to me. And the original performance, I think, I
scares you.
I had some concerns because I was like, Go Tobin felt like a really fun song.
Yeah,
like
it was more immediate to us.
Yeah. I have never been more wrong in my life.
No.
Bambi, I raise my witch hat thing to you.
My Guinness to you.
Yeah, like, oh my God. It was like, there was a really hot minute there where I was like,
is this going to win?
Like, I was like, put it in first.
Yeah.
Like, I had feelings going into this about other songs, but I was like, put it in first. I don't care.
I think we went in thinking, you know, it would be nice for Ireland to qualify again because let's face it, they'd be down their luck.
We're like, oh, it'd be really good
really nice,
if Ireland could just make it to the
I just
final.
really love them to get through, and
that'd be really good.
And then
And then
Bambi
we-
blasts onto the screen with a banshee howl and the best staging of 2024, hands down,
with like not even
by a margin.
Yeah, not even by like half as close.
No, it is like they won by a factor of margins. With all of the vocal issues and mixing, again, not vocal personally, it's been production issues being absolutely addressed and fixed. The energy, this song, like it just felt like the Eurovision stage was exactly where the song needed to be. And I think that I remember us watching it, sitting there and just watching it like this.
Like the way that my like mouth was dry because it was just,
I couldn't believe what I was watching. I was literally just like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
And it just kept going.
And it kept going, and it kept getting better. And you just thought, oh my God, how's it keep going? And I have nothing but the biggest praise. This is the biggest glob of the year. It's the best staging of the year.
Yeah.
And for it to be for Ireland.
666 crown the witch.
So 6th place. Ireland's also, importantly for us, kind of 5th place.
Yep.
So we're going to jump straight to 4th place because 5th doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Free Palestine.
Yeah. 4th place.
4th place, we have Slemane's Monomore representing France. Oh my God.
I would like to open this by saying I think that this may have been one of the best vocal performances at Eurovision ever.
Yeah. I would agree.
Just insanity.
Also, just quickly, I think Slemane's song was the first, I believe, song to be announced for Eurovision.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was announced in like October 2023. It was early.
Yeah.
And there's a risk in doing that, right? Because you basically...
You build the fatigue.
You get the hype of a song, and then by New Year's Day 2024, you're sort of forgotten about it. And so there's a fear that France's song is going to get lost in the mix.
Because it's hard to build momentum and maintain momentum for what at that point would have been about 7 months.
Would have been a long time. We had nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
Slimane came out there and he just basically said, I can sing anyone under the table and I will do so. Watch me.
Yeah.
And
I don't even need to be near the microphone.
oh my God. I think, again, are we ballad girlies? Like I've said, we're not ballad girlies, but between Portugal and France, I genuinely like... Oof.
I think that we probably have a higher standard or like a higher threshold for us to get on board with a ballad. That was very much met with this.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Like flawless vocals, minimalist staging that were perfect for the song, allowing his voice to shine through. I think a sort of melodically a beautiful ballad too. Like that chorus line is just some of the most beautiful things to hear. Yeah. And then the step away.
The step away, because I remember watching it and being like,
that's a gag.
I'm like, he's not.
Yeah.
Like, he's not. He's not stepping away to do that. And then he just let it fly. Oh, just like, that was another song that just like gave me shivers up my arm. Incredible.
I love that like Eurovision can be a bit like a drag race viewing, and it's like instead of death drops and like wig reveals, it's like, is he stepping away from the microphone?
What gimmick staging have we got? Oh, it's a panther. Okay.
Yeah.
Or it's he's not going to do that.
That was like the Roxy Andrews wig to another wig reveal.
Yeah,
that
was a moment in time. That was a piece of culture.
Gorgeous.
Beautiful. Song. If someone sang this song about me, I think I'd die. I think I'd just straight up die. No.
Oh.
No, you. Moving on.
Our top 3. Coming at number 3 is the powerhouse of the blue and yellow country. It's Ukraine. It's Aliona and Jerry Hell with Teresa and Maria.
Wow. This staging, probably one of the coolest of the night.
If Ireland wasn't there, I think... Oh, actually, sorry. I'll let you keep going because actually...
Yeah. Probably one of the coolest of the night.
With one exception.
Probably one of the coolest of the night. Big Rock. Can't go wrong. Who have we had? We've had our girl Victoria on the Big Rock. Eurovision just loves
We
Big
had
Rock.
Theodora this year on the Big Rock.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Eurovision loves the Big Rock.
This is more of a rock ramp.
Yeah. And also, big flowing dress, drama,
Yeah.
spectacle, incredible. I have 2 very minor complaints. There was about a 4-second cutaway shot of Jerry up on the screen,
This really annoyed me too.
writhing on the ground. Hated it. So violently unnecessary.
Just get her on the stage singing
Stop
it.
doing it. I was like, I don't need to see that. She right there. Zoom in on her. Don't need it. Don't want it. Secondarily, Aliona. When it cut to them, cool little sort out of the bun. Fantastic. The shaking camera effect that I understand is meant to give like, whoa,
Like gravitas.
She's absolutely spitting it.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Not needed.
Not needed.
Just focus.
Yeah.
I feel like it was one where like you take those 2 elements out. I don't think it changes the position. I don't think it changes the quality of the song. No. Beautiful song. One that I love. I just think that those were probably, and if those are the 2 things that I'm griping about, I loved this song.
Yeah.
I thought it was absolutely fantastic.
It's a worthy 3rd place. I
yeah.
think there's so many production elements to this song. Like, again, Ukraine are probably the masters at combining contemporary and more traditional folk. I don't think another country does it better than them, and I think that this song is no exception. Yep. The sort of interplay between those angelic vocals and the rapping is incredible. I do agree with you that I think like the staging probably, I can't help but feel like it was a little bit too everything in the kitchen sink. Like,
I just feel like it was like peaks and valleys.
Yeah.
Right? It's just like, this is one of the coolest things I've ever seen, and then it was like, oh, why?
Jerry's part at the beginning was great, and then once we got to Aliona's part, I just do feel like the staging sort of got worse as the song went. That first minute and a half was perfection, though. Yeah, I absolutely loved everything about this song too. I'm probably not as high on it as a lot of people. Like, I've always really loved the song, but I've never thought that this song is like the song.
Yeah, like
a lot of people rank the song as like number 1.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have gone 3rd.
No,
I probably would have shuffled that down a
I would
little
have
bit.
put France 3rd, to be fair.
But I would have absolutely.
I can see
it
this
would
is like
absolutely been in my like top 6.
I would say this is 5th or 6th to me, but like, again, we're discussing this between 3rd and 6th. So
Exactly.
like, you know, it's pretty great.
Yeah, fantastic song. Vocal delivery on the night was incredible. Like Jerry's like belt. Oh, insanity.
I thought you meant her actual belt. I was like,
yeah.
I thought she was wearing a flowy dress. Like what?
No, tizzy belt.
Yeah, I was
Absolutely
like,
tizzy belt.
was she wearing a statement belt? I didn't realize.
No, because I was just like, I'm not sure what part he's confused by. Yeah, honestly, vocal delivery on the night, incredible. Staging was good with some elements that I would tweak. But otherwise, another incredible hit out
10
for
out of
Ukraine.
10 divas.
Okay, so moving down into our second place slot.
Our top 2. How exciting.
I know, getting to the pointy end. But for our second slot, we have the incredible Baby Lasagna with his hit. And I am going to just triple check on the order for this one. Rim Tim, Tuggy Dim.
I'm glad you didn't say the other, like Tim Rim, Dougie Tim, because
exactly.
like that would have no one would have known what you were talking about.
No one would have had any idea. For Croatia, thoughts and feelings.
I think that the swell of support for this song was really cool to see for a country like Croatia. Never won Eurovision before. I thought it could be really exciting, the thought of Croatia like being victorious and like having an Eastern European country kind of go back to winning, because outside of Ukraine, Eurovision pretty much doesn't touch that side of the world anymore, which is a bit of a shame.
Zagreb.
Yeah, Zagreb 2025. But yeah, it was great to see the swell of support for that song.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this, and I'm sorry to Baby Lasagna fans, I'm not the biggest fan of this song. I think that like it's really, his charisma is incredible.
Yeah.
The staging is incredible. I really like the message of the song about like kind of diasporas and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I did feel like if you're going to do that sort of like a pop rock medley thing, I don't know. I feel like it sort of straddles this world of not being heavy enough for me, but also not being pop enough for me.
That's fair. A couple of things I want to talk about in this song. The crowd.
The crowd.
Jesus Christ.
I would say there were 3 songs where crowd was really in my brain.
Yeah.
It was Spain,
Yep.
It was Croatia,
Yep.
and it was Ireland.
Yep. The crowd for this were just foaming at the mouth. I thought that like the actual performance on the night was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was so good. I really loved the doily.
Sorry.
The doily motif running throughout it.
The performance of the night, Baby Lasagna, was fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest fan of the song, but he performed the shit out of that song.
And just the energy that was brought into the room. Like, you couldn't help but, like, want to be there and want to sing along just with the energy that was in that room.
It felt like a big deal watching it.
Yeah.
Even, like, and that's interesting that, like, even a song that, like, maybe doesn't resonate with you, you know, you're sitting there watching it still being like, oh my God, this is huge.
Like, I wish I was there.
Yeah.
Like, I thought really cool song, a bit fun, a bit silly, but, like, with an important message. Baby Lasagna, also a very handsome man.
So handsome.
Love.
Yeah.
I think that this is hopefully the start of a build for Croatia.
Yeah. A bit of a mixed
we will
country.
have Zagreb 2020 something.
Well, next 5 years is what you're thinking.
That's my prediction.
Wow.
Because I feel like they've been experimenting.
They have. They definitely have.
And I feel like they're finding where they're locked in.
Well, because do you know the gossip was that Baby Lasagna was a wildcard entrant to the Croatian national finale?
I did not know
So
this.
he initially wasn't selected by the delegation.
Ooh.
And so, and then basically overwhelmingly won. And a lot of people looking at the Croatian like delegation, whatever, and being like, it's you guys almost who maybe aren't taking risks. And there's a lot of really good Croatian talent out there that we need to be more aware
More
of.
open to.
Yeah, so it just goes to show that, like, sometimes, like, those random little, like, wild card moments can make all the difference.
Because I feel like last year for Croatia, I feel like they maybe took they took the weird and they dialed it up to 40.
They weren't trying to win with that.
No, I think that was, like... But I think it was a fun experimentation thing, and I think it was kind of like a proving of the point of, like, we can send cool, interesting stuff as well. I really think that they're building. I loved this song, Baby Lasagna, absolute icon.
Yeah. Hero of Eurovision.
Yeah. Watch this space.
Yep. Liked the song, didn't love it, but thought that, like, it was clear the fandom was really behind this, and I felt that swell, and it was really exciting to, like, watch as well. So, yeah, definitely Croatia really, doing some fun stuff, and I'm excited. I think Croatia is one of the countries I'm more excited to see in the future.
I agree.
Okay, Nick, we've made it to our winner of Eurovision 2024. We have made it to, I think, one of the most iconic songs of all time. That's a bit dramatic, but you know what? I'm going to say it. Keep it in. I'm, of course, talking about Switzerland with Nemo's The Code. Ooh. Oof. So, just firstly, we both picked this when it got released. I remember us sitting in the living room. This song, we press play, or Switzerland's put their song up. We press play, we get to the end and we go, I think this is one of the winners.
Yeah,
of the year.
This is a moment in time.
Yeah, this is definitely like permeating in a way that a lot of the other songs aren't.
I just remember sitting there with absolute goosebumps after hearing this song for the first time and just being like,
oh, hello.
Oh, hello. I can't wait to see how this goes. Because I think, unfortunately, with Eurovision, there's a bit of a moment where you hear the song first, and then you kind of have to wait to see what the generalized public reaction is to it.
I mean, like, even just talking about Ireland, like, you can hear a song and not really consider it, and then all of a sudden it's on stage blowing you away. So, to say that you have to consider a song does not write it out.
Well, because I still remember Ireland shooting from like 17th to like 3rd in the voting odds.
Yeah.
In the betting odds.
Wild.
After the first staging performance, because I remember us waking up to that being like, what happened last night?
Yeah.
What happened last night? But this song for me, I think, was such a violently compelling song that I said, like, even if they did okay staging, I reckon this has got legs. And then the staging that we got, I understand why some people would say maybe a little bit minimalist, but I think that that's essentially what the song
It's a fucking spinning top. What more do you want? Like, how is that minimalist?
And the come from backstage as well, I just thought was very cool. But honestly, the whole thing, like, Nemo has the most insanely infectious performance style, where it was just like I was just there with them, just like engaged face to face, speaking and listening only to them. There was no one else in that room at the time, and like the music that they've produced afterwards,
Stream
Eurostar. I think we spoke about that. We've spoken about that before.
Potentially.
If not, Stream Eurostar. Just incredible, visionary, doing something so new and exciting, combining traditional and like modern.
Nemo, I think, is a special talent, and I think like the reason why I think the code was such a clear winner was a number of reasons. One, I think the drama that song creates through the opera elements, through the sort of core, orchestra elements, the sort of moments of nothing and everything. Yeah, that moment where they're just it is a feeling of euphoria, and I think you have 3 minutes to like create a fantasy and create a experience that people are gonna love, and I think that they did that in a way that is masterful, and I think like it was our winner from the get-go. And it was pretty clear to see that the juries would absolutely reward this song from day one. Like the juries, even if it didn't win the televote, the juries were going to make this song.
It very much, like, not that this was a song that was pitched to the jury, but I think just a song that you could feel very much that, like, especially as we got closer and closer to the event, it felt very clear that it was sort of like a pitched shift towards Baby Lasagna in terms of like the public vote.
Yes.
But I think we always knew that the jury was going to pick up on this just because it was such a insanely cool
and
piece of music and performance.
I think there is so much to dig into.
Yeah.
You can almost do a full like breakdown of like not just the genres, but the way the song is like listen to the song, and every like 2 lines an element gets added to it. It's kind of hard to explain, but when you listen to it, there's never a moment in the song where something is just going back to like the same verse or back to the same chorus structure. It's just always a bit newer and newer. And like also singing perfect opera while spinning around on
absolute
a top,
insanity.
I think is one of the most insane things ever. We watched it and we're like, okay, so they're winning. Switzerland, I think, has been really impressive to see coming from a country that could barely qualify in the 2010s to having Luca Hani Dirty Dancing, come fourth, I believe, in 2019, and then basically being a powerhouse country in the early 2020s. Like, I think a win for Switzerland almost felt...
It felt inevitable.
It felt like whatever they were doing was going to produce a winner.
Yeah.
And when we talk about, Croatia potentially being on that trajectory...
I think that Switzerland is just a couple of years ahead of where Croatia is now.
I think Croatia... I think personally countries like Slovenia are on that trajectory.
Yeah. Armenia
is on that trajectory. I think it's really exciting to see. And I think Switzerland is the proof that, like, you can definitely... see this uptick in quality, and all it is a matter of time before that momentum finally rewards you. And
completely.
Yeah. Congrats to Nemo for winning Eurovision 2024 for Switzerland, Basel 2025, and just for making an incredible piece of music.
Yeah.
Because really, you can't... That song is incredible.
Yeah. I think just an absolutely, like, astonishing shout out to all of the artists of 2024.
You're all winners.
You're all winners in our eyes. But, like, what a year. What an absolute year for music. It's just the exponential curve that we're seeing at the moment of Eurovision really bringing itself into a modern era and not relying on, I guess, being a bit of that. Like,
the novelty.
Yeah, it was like a bit novel. And I still think it has that fun and it still has that whimsy. And there is absolutely still a need for that because that is what Eurovision is.
We need whimsy now more than ever.
Exactly. But the music just... strength to strength to strength and growing every year.
Would you say we're united by it?
Sometimes.
One of the testaments to 2024 is, in spite of how much shit that the producers allowed to let happen, the fact that there is such an easy choice to be made to allow Eurovision to be truly a uniter again. And just the refusal to do it, to think that if we just don't acknowledge current political circumstances, things go away, I think is extremely frustrating and disappointing. And I think that the fact that 2024's music quality makes me constantly forget that, like, we had to put up with so much crap. Like, as a actual production, it was a mess. And I know why a lot of people are really upset with the last year's Eurovision. But we can look at this package of songs and be like,
insanity.
It really, I forget in my brain when I talk about how incredible these songs are. And I'm so excited for 2025 as a result.
Exactly. And we can really, I want to take a moment as well to talk about our joint first placer, Petra Merde.
Yes. The real winner of Eurovision.
Yeah. And Marlon Ackerman, I guess.
Marlon was there.
Marlon was good, but
she was a good straight, like...
If you want to talk about the crowd going feral at Baby Lasagna, I'm going to talk about the crowd going feral for Petra to the point that she couldn't start the show multiple times.
Petra is a Eurovision gem. And also the Swedish humor that's so deadpan and not afraid to maybe be a bit, like, kind of stupid. Like, let's face it.
Not making grinder jokes.
The grinder jokes are our favorite. No, our two highlights. One, how did Eurovision change the city of Brighton?
Didn't really.
Da-da-da-da-da. Like, brilliant. That is the kind of humor I need in my life. And then also...
And also the willingness to do a version of Tattoo in a tanning bed. Stupidity.
The line, fly from Stockholm down to Copenhagen, catch the train to Malmö, will be there.
Take the bridge to Malmö.
Take the bridge to Malmö. Oh my God, the famous bridge.
There's no train. I mean, there might be a train.
I've ruined it. Fly from Stockholm down to Copenhagen, take the bridge to Malmö, we'll be there. Yeah, that to me is... That's brilliant.
If you want a masterclass in camp, Petra's your girl.
Petra's obsession with the Gilmore Girls DVD as well. Like, these are things that I shouldn't have worked, but just did. And I think I think there was a lot to combat this year, but I think that if anyone was up to that task, they picked the right gal. They picked the right gal and they picked the right choice of songs.
So I think that brings us to the end of 2024.
And to the end to our thoughts on 2024.
And with that, the 2024 season comes to an end. Can't wait for 2025.
Yeah, can't wait for 2025. Obviously, we're not going to be ceasing operation. So we've got some exciting plans coming up.
We got some hot topics.
I think we're probably going to be overwhelmed in pre-season chats for a lot of it. But I think that our big project, this is an exclusive if you made it this far, is we're going to be starting in Eurovision 2000 and working our way up to Eurovision 2025. And we're going to be doing recaps of all of those years. And it's going to be a fun time.
Yeah, I personally can't wait. And we'll be bringing you all along on the journey with us.
So yeah, if you like...
all three of you.
Yeah.
Hi, Mom.
If you liked our discussions, you agreed with us, you disagreed with us, give us a follow, obviously, but like follow along because 2024 was the most recent Eurovision. That's why we suggested it. But we're going to be going back. We're going to be having hot thoughts. We're going to be fighting.
Yeah. We're going
to be fighting with you.
Yeah, we will be spewing vitriol into the atmosphere long past today and about a much broader range of topics within a very narrow, siloed top perspective.
So we're going to be doing that. We're going to be having we've got some really cool discussion topics, and then we've got all the coverage, and we're going to be doing probably reactions to our finalists once they're picked. But in the meantime, just a lot of coverage of what the hell's going on.
Exactly.
So
helping you navigate the billion odd countries that participate.
The lead up to Eurovision, and then probably helping you have a fun time in the off season.
Exactly.
So please give us a follow on whatever platform you listen to or watch your podcasts. And any closing thoughts, Nick?
No. We'll see you there.
We'll see you next time. Thanks guys.
You so much. Bye.